Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just talking about writing, we're talking about building. We're going to break down the architecture of a really powerful paragraph and show you how to turn your ideas from shaky ground into solid, persuasive structures.
You know that feeling, right? You have this brilliant, maybe even world-changing idea in your head, but when you try to put it on paper, it just kind of fizzles out. It's super frustrating. And look, the problem usually isn't the idea itself, it's the structure you build around it.
So let's totally shift how we think about this. From now on, you're not just a writer, you're an architect, and every single paragraph you write is a construction project. Our goal here is to make each one stand tall, be super persuasive, and be able to support the full weight of your argument.
Okay, so first things first. Any good architect has to understand structural failure. So let's start by diagnosing why some paragraphs just feel weak and, well, why they ultimately collapse when someone really looks at them closely.
Think about it. Your reader is looking for a logical path. They want to get from your main point to your conclusion without getting lost. If a paragraph isn't fully developed with clear support, it's like a bridge with a bunch of missing pillars. It just can't carry your main idea across. It completely collapses under the weight of its own claim. So, how do we fix that? How do we start building a better structure? Well, every great construction project begins with a detailed, precise plan. And in writing, that plan, that's your topic sentence.
Honestly, the topic sentence is the single most important part of your paragraph, no question. It's the foundation and the frame, all in one. It tells the reader exactly what this little structure is all about, what its purpose is, and what they can expect to find inside. It has to be clear, it has to be focused, and it has to be the controlling idea for everything else that follows.
Now just look at how this example works as a perfect blueprint. It's not too broad, like, reading is good, and it's not too narrow either. It clearly states the subject, independent reading, and its specific job, developing academic vocabulary. So everything that comes after this sentence must directly support that one promise.
All right, our blueprint is drafted, so it is time to break ground. We're officially moving into the construction phase. This is where we gather our materials, our supporting sentences that are going to bring this whole idea to life.
These sentences are basically the bricks, the steel beams, and the glass of your paragraph. They're not just random decorations. Each one has a very specific job to do. Their job is to expand on, to explain, or to prove the claim you made back in your topic sentence. This is the real substance of your argument. And as the architect, you have this amazing toolkit at your disposal. These techniques, giving examples, showing cause and effect, providing definitions, these are your power tools. You don't have to use all of them in every single paragraph, but knowing how to use them is what separates a rickety shack from a skyscraper.
Let's grab our first tool. This is probably the most fundamental one, the good old example. So why is it so powerful? Well, because using specific illustrations takes a big abstract idea and makes it concrete, tangible, and something your reader can instantly understand.
See the effect here? The phrase written reports by itself is kind of vague, but by providing two specific, real-world examples, laboratory analyses and reflective journals, the writer gives us a much clearer picture. That right there is the power of getting specific.
Okay, our next tool is all about logic. Cause and effect is how you build a chain of reasoning for your reader. You're not just stating facts, you're showing them exactly how one thing directly leads to another. And when you do that, you create this powerful, persuasive flow that's actually really hard to argue against.
This sentence is like a perfect little chain reaction. The cause? Expanding your reading habits. The effect? You encounter new words. The final outcome? You get a bigger vocabulary. See? It's not just a claim, it's a logical argument built right into the sentence itself.
Now, this next tool is absolutely essential if you want to sound credible. When you're using complex or technical terms, you just can't assume your reader knows exactly what you mean. Defining your terms is kind of like labeling the rooms on a blueprint. It makes sure everyone is on the same page.
Wow. Okay, so instead of just saying knowing more words, this writer defines vocabulary depth with real academic precision. This shows they have a deep understanding of the concept, and it adds this layer of authority and clarity to their entire argument. It's just so much stronger. So the main construction is done. Our paragraph is standing. But hold on, before we sign off on the project, a good architect always does a final walkthrough to check for structural integrity.
Your inspection really covers two critical checks. First is unity. Does every single sentence in there support the main idea from your topic sentence, from your blueprint? If not, that's a structural flaw.
Second is coherence. Do the ideas flow smoothly and logically from one to the next? Are there clear pathways between the rooms, or are there just abrupt, confusing jumps?
You can use this as your personal inspection checklist. Is your blueprint weak? Are there not enough support beams? Not enough detail? Did you add some random, irrelevant piece of info? That violates unity. Are the transitions jarring and abrupt? That violates coherence. This list is going to help you spot the critical weaknesses in your own writing.
Okay, let's wrap this up by recapping the entire architectural process, from the foundation all the way to the finish, so you can start building stronger ideas literally today.
It really all comes down to these 3 simple steps. Number 1, draft your blueprint with a sharp, focused topic sentence. 2, build the structure with strong, relevant supporting materials from your toolkit. And 3, conduct that final inspection, making sure every single piece serves the central idea and flows logically.
And that's the key takeaway here. This whole process completely reframes writing. It's not about just filling a blank page with words anymore. It's a creative, intentional act of construction. You are designing and building a structure to house your idea, and you're making it compelling, persuasive, and built to last. So, with this new toolkit and this new perspective, there's really only one question left. What are you going to build? What powerful, important idea is just waiting for you to give it the strong, clear structure it deserves? Go be an architect.